Good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Martin Wong, and on the 13th of August, that's right, time really passes by, but we are still in the same situation where we were almost last year. The cases continue to go up, but we should also at least take some refuge, at least right now. The KLCI has finally turned green Pentagon, and that's definitely good news. Will we see a next up move that been seen in the many months, or will it continue to range bound? Let's take a look at what we have for you this morning in our SMARTRobie breakfast show. And today is definitely Friday, and the KLCI this morning is still facing lots of resistance at 1500, and we will talk about those in shortly. Now let's look at what we have for you this morning, and Friday is definitely, we will be looking at the premium alert, another refresh alert looking, and the construction of potential plan for you, how you intend to look into the market, and what are the headlines that you should know of, and the sector that is moving this morning in here. Definitely in our news roundup for this morning, the CPO palm oil. That's right, many of you know the palm oil prices has finally broke through the 4,500 level, and a fair bit of the KLCI businesses are in the CPO. But why aren't the plantation sectors are moving? But take note, the plantation sector already turned green Pentagon, but yet we have not seen some of those stocks moving up. But we'll be talking across the causeway, that's right, on an update on some plantation stocks, which is pretty much moving along. I do think the plantation stock eventually, just like the technology stock, will also play catch up. But this morning, what's really interesting, if you look at the top, the view messages, always check out the view messages that you hear, and you could see in the green Pentagon. Okay, switching to a wider chart in here, and like what we say here, get ready, we finally turning green Pentagon, and that's what we've been waiting for almost how long? That's right, let me just pinch it up for you in here and show it you, and it's almost been a month, and right now the market has finally turned green Pentagon. You could see here, that's a nice one in here. So we are really at the low base, coming in at 1500. That thing has turned up. Will we see the 4 consecutive UT upthrust? Will we finally take out the upthrust that we've seen? So far, the market seems to be holding up nicely in here. We are likely may move sideways now, just going up a bit, congesting left, right, and center. That's usual too. But I will definitely update more tonight or in our masterclass, and also this weekend and the coming Monday. So next Monday there won't be any breakfast show because I'll be doing live trading with my masterclass members in here. Now for those of you who have signed up for our masterclass, I thank you for your support, and those of you who are thinking about it in here, you might want to consider maybe this round or the next incoming will be in October. That's right, October sign up in here. Now the CPO prices have pretty much driven in our market in here. If the CPO prices will bring up some of the plantation stock that we have seen, but right now we have this what we call foreign fund buying appetite to be reduced. But what has really transferred in this continued higher prices is this is due to the undertone of drop in the July palm oil output to 1.5 million tons, partly due to the shortage of the harvesters, and basically they're running out of workers because of this COVID-19. Many of this restriction that we have seen, they are not able to do the harvesting, and that's why we see this drop. But good news definitely for the palm oil players in here. I was told just above $2,000, many of these palm oil players are profitable in here. All right, so good thing. And let's move on to our next news. Now next news again, RCE Capital, which is the net profit. It's really a good news. Now RCE Capital is one of those very good dividend RCE, and it's one of my portfolio that I have into, and this is definitely a good for a longer term play. And first thing is to just check out the stock fundamentals, and you could see On this side, the fundamental is rating about 6 out of 8 with a PE of 7 times, ROE of 16 times. Looking at the sector average, about 36. So this is a very good fundamental stocks with financials, and they are more into the civil servant kind of loan. That's why you see this report in here. The profit grew 55% to 35 million for the first quarter Q1 ending 30th of June 2021 from a 22 million last year. So which means they are really benefiting from the COVID-19 in here. And as the market moving up, definitely the spending, as we can see some of those in the travel and leisure related, this will also prompt up. But the chart hasn't been performing. Let's take a look at the chart here. And you can see from the chart wise, the market actually came down from the high of almost 3 ringgit here. You can see 3 ringgit, and right now it's almost at 270, a 10% drop. No green Pentagon yet, but let's take a look at this morning. I do think this morning the RCE capital should be up. Okay, let's take a look at the live stock prices here, and you can see, yes, it's up 3% in here. Nice one in here. Probably we will see perhaps maybe a green Pentagon coming up soon for the RC capital. And partly also do take note, the KLCI is 30% component of the financial sectors. A lot of your what we call the financial sectors are going to move up. Let's check out Maybank. If I'm not, Maybank should be up or at least turning green Pentagon, because these are the big drivers in here. And you can see not yet, but this morning, let's take a look at it this morning, the live stock prices, and you could see, yeah, it's just up slightly 0.2. So once Maybank start to turn up, and that's mean the KLCI would continue to follow through. But what's more important is the reopening of the economy that we've seen with the lockdown, and also the resumption of the parliament and resolve of the political situation that we have in Malaysia. Are you bearish or bullish in the coming weeks or month? Let me know and type it in there. And most people, when the market start to turn up, they are falling asleep. But those of you who have came this morning in here will definitely benefit from the news that we have for you in here. Now let's look at the next news. All right, across our same high corporate side of it is Wilmar and PBB. Now Wilmar is listed in Singapore SGX. PBB is Perlis Plantation, which is a extension of Robert Kwok Empire into the commodity of CPO in here. Having said that, this is also a cue from the CPO prices hitting 4,500, and we can see PBB setting higher earnings, and definitely it would be, but then again, there's no excitement in this kind of stocks. The smaller cap stocks or the mid cap stocks on the plantation sector will be better. What you want to do is just type out plant in there and look for those stocks, which will give you a much better perspective of what kind of stocks that you can choose of. But having said that, this stocks, which is the research house, are making no change to their earnings for now, and they are talking about the lowering of a target price from 1980 to 1940. So let's take a look at PPB. Stock chart, stock comment here. And you can see why I say this. You can see stocks really, hovering between 1840 to 1820, very so-called driven by the high institution, and not many of the retail will like this kind of stocks. All right, so take note. But let's move over to the farmer, dual farmer, in this case D farmer. Now D farmer is being one of the limelight right now because of the COVID-19. So this news talks about the conditional registration approval from the Malaysian Drug Control Authority that they can sell and distribute Sinovac. But we all know Sinovac right now have a little bit less sting against the Delta variant in here, and that could be one of the reasons why this stock has fallen a fair bit and it continued to close low. Let's look at Duo Pharma from the stock chart, swinging back to a bigger chart here. And you could see after hitting that red Pentagon, okay, which is somewhere in the mid-August. Market continue to fall. It did hit a high here. Just swing up the chart a bit to $3.30, and right now it's $2.40, almost losing 30% of the share. So if you are super keen on this stock, wait for the green Pentagon in here. All right, green Pentagon 13. So the EGM, let's take a look. And Duo Pharma this morning, stock price should be down. Oh, it's up 6.3% in here. Wonderful. Maybe we'll see green Pentagon. Okay, so the July 19, you can see CGS is adding a add call on this stock with a potential, all right, with the target price of 367. Take note. Right now it's $2.40, so there is a lot of upside to these stocks in here, right? So let's hope we'll see a continued uptrend from here. And moving over to the US side right now. And the US side, we continue to see new high, and US market continue to be very strong. And there was a confirmation also on the breakout on this in here. Right now, the S&P has been pretty much muted, but the Dow Jones, you can type DJI here, right? And you can see stock chart and stock comment. You will see the chart has gone up substantially also too. This is what we talk about. The Dow Jones has broken up in here, continued to be strong, and it's confirmed on this nice breakdown in there. KLCI just turned, but it's right at the bottom there, so it still have to struggle a bit. There are 4 signs of weakness, upthrust. So it has to overcome these 4 upthrusts. All right. Now you can see from the US side here, there were 2 upthrusts UT. Right, each time when the market break, but it was managed to overcome, and subsequently the market break higher. So interesting to know. All right, let's move on to the next news that we have is Disney reporting. Now take note, the travel and leisure sector is next to zoom higher. As you can see, no doubt the COVID-19 vaccine continue to play havoc on the market, so the market could not really sustain and go higher, but we are potentially seeing the US market coming back. So Disney is doing a reporting just after closing today. Let's take a look at Disney, DIS. And the stock fundamental Disney, DIS. Right, don't forget Disney is holding all the franchise of the Star Wars, and they are looking into, it's still losing money. You can see that. That's why we has a ROE of minus 3%. Let's take a look at the stock chart, stock price. So you can see here, it has been pretty much in the range bound in the $180. It tried to hit 186, came back down, and 187. So I do think that over the last 6 months, Disney hasn't been really open up, but going forward at this base, we will see a resurgence of the travel and leisure industry once we see the COVID cases in US start to drop. But we haven't seen that yet because the Delta variant continue to rage, and there's a talking about shortage of ventilator in US. All right, let's move on to the Singapore side. Now, Singapore side has a little bit of traction. Golden Agri, which is another plantation stocks. There are 2 plantation stocks starting to make a very nice move. All right, they are E5H and E5B. Now, E5H is First Resources, which we talked about it earlier. E5H start is the Golden Agri Resources, swing back in black in the first half of 2020 on palm oil production here. They have palm oil production in Indonesia and Malaysia here. So if you look at this chart, let's swing over to Singapore side, SGX. And you can type Golden E5H. Okay, you can see on top me here, E5H. And stock chart, stock comment, switching to a bigger chart here. So this one is a very nice chart. You could see market, takes out, right, and then started to break out. Now let's compare to TSH, okay, the Malaysian side, and see the kind of chart that we have. Okay, So THS, you can see, try to go up but come back down already, right? You can see the real difference in here. Now let's look or go back to Singapore side. Hitting on Robie chart here, and let's look at the E5B, which is First Resources. Okay, I think it's case sensitive. E5B, First Resources, EB5, EB5. It's EB5. So let's say EB5 here. You can see EB5 paints a different picture in here. Let's hope the Malaysian side, THS, will start to catch up very, very soon. We have seen the Singapore starting to move up, right? The CPO prices has gone higher. So eventually they have to pull these fellas up there. And if we do, then all the plantation all will jalan. All right, take note of this interesting news that we've seen so far. All right. So let's go on to our next leaderboard that we have so far. In our stock, CI, Unisem were what we talk about the trade idea way back in 30th of July, and last week, that's right, on the 6th of August, two stocks that we talk about, Opcon this morning has made a nice move in here, excuse me, and also Hong Seng have a 5% drop. So let's take a look at the what we talked about last week here, okay? I'm just trying to pull this up here. Yep, that's right. So you can see last week we were here, this point at 55 cents, okay? And let's look at Opcon now. Okay, and this is the hourly chart. We were at this junction here. The market did came back down. If you look at the daily chart, okay, we were here on the 6th of August. Am I correct? That's right. Now if you look back on the 6th of August, this is the hourly chart. This was where we were. This was this bar here. The market did pull back but on low volume, and then finally the market broke out on a very interesting news. I believe there was a news. Let's check out on SMARTRobie if we got in the news or not. Let's type Opcon. Scroll down and we can see Opcon. There's a news there, and you can see, yes, August 12th. They've been awarded by TM to supply optical fiber. So you can see even earlier, way back on last week, this news started to move in. I think that's also important in your profit target 64 cents in here, or you want to let it run. Let's hit it. Yeah, we got what's the high here? High is 59 cents. Okay, because so we got 64 cents over here. Okay, we hit 59 cents. So let's see whether this market in here will able to push it up to 64 cents will be the old high. All right, definitely right now this would be going through a little bit of profit taking, as we can see usually in most cases. That's a good one. Let's look at next stock that we have, and I'll pull this back down, is Hong Seng. Now Hong Seng, when we did was 6th of August. Yesterday the market slammed down on the 6% down in here. All right, so take note, follow your trading plan. If you please do have one, what you intend to do with it. All right, let's look at the next week, or this week, the episode 105, 13th of August, Serbadk and Geshen, which is our premium alert. Now let's take a look at Serbadk first, and this is where we are. Okay, so let's look at the daily direction. Of Serbadk. Switch to daily chart. Yes, we are seeing green Pentagon first time. So we are typing in here. Green Pentagon appeared today morning on 13th of August. Okay, and but we have to wait until end of final. Okay, wait until 5 p.m. to confirm, because what you saw on the chart, it's real time. Okay, so we have to wait until 5 o'clock to confirm, because towards the end of the day it may sell down a bit, right? But one thing good about the KLCI is starting to turn up, so that's to confirm green Pentagon. Okay, so what we're going to do next, let me just save this, and I'm going to turn on the next price level. That's what we're going to do. I turn on my pen here. So the next price level we're going to be doing is going to be this. Okay, so we have the next price level which is around here. Okay, that is of course we can go back to a daily chart. Let me just switch on to a daily chart here first. Okay. Now this is daily chart. The next price level is 54.5 cents. Okay. Next price level is important, is 545 is the recent old resistance. Okay. Why market can move higher? Okay, because we have volume coming in now. Okay, you could see where is the volume here. Let me just show you. Okay, you got volume here and volume here. Okay, that is the, so we will do this marking as number 4. Okay, then we have number 3. Okay, so you can see all those colors. The last low support here will be this one. This will be number 5. Okay, number 5, and now we can type it in there also. Number 5 here, which is the, okay, let me just bring up the chart. Switching it to so that's why you need an hourly chart, okay, and you can refresh this. So make sure you get this hourly chart. You have not, you can subscribe to us in here, then you can do what we are trying to do here. 37 cents. Okay, so 37 cents. Last high we can use this last high here. All right, and this is definitely TradingView is one of the best charting tool in the town. Nothing can beat it, I can tell you that. Okay, and it's relatively inexpensive. So we have that at 46.5 cents, which is point number 6. Okay, which is also, let me write this down, which is point number 6. So we have number 6 here, and period likely to trend up because we are in an hourly chart, right? We generally want to just number 7. Okay, we just want to hold for a few days, right? Just like what we saw on the leaderboard. If you hit a nice 8%, 9%, you just want to go. All right, you don't want to be running too fast inside here. You can have a trading plan, you want to run it, but I leave that strictly up to you. All right, so what I'm going to do is just going to screenshot this. Before I delete it off. Okay, so generally this is what we get. There you go. So we screenshot this, so we can just take this one out. All right, so that's how we sort of have what we call this. Again, let's change this to advanced level plan for Serbadk. Okay, advanced level plan for Serbadk. Okay, Okay, so we make it simple for you. So any question that you have, do pencil in, and this is how we construct our advanced trading plan on the hourly chart for Serbadk. And the other chart that we have is Gershon. Again, let's look at it at the hourly basis. You can see Gershon broke up here, very nicely done, but on the daily chart you can see why it is. It came back down and then volume finally came in. It's up 13%. All right, no doubt it's gone up a bit if you don't like this, but we will come back and re-look at this trade very well. If you just want to buy some of those, you may just stick to, depending on whether you're experienced or you're advanced. If you're advanced, you can really trade this, right? But make sure you have what we call a real-time chart, so you can keep track of the development that you have. All right, so something to note, you need to have the right tools, and if you don't have sufficient tools, at least learn and subscribe to the free trading view charts that you are getting. Okay, so those are the trends. Now, of course, just an update, our portfolio continued to be in the positive, and right now we have the KLCI already initiated a green Pentagon, so we will be buying this week. And hopefully if the KLCI were to rally, and we call it the year-end recovery, and this is going to be good, then we'll add on to our continue about 9% going higher. That's trading is all about, when the market has a green indicator like what we are seeing in there, and that's what we want to be entering the market right now. So you can see here, that's where the green Pentagon, you can see up, so you want to be entering right now in here. Of course, for those of you who are continue to be unskilled or do not understand it, continue to watch us and follow us. But those of you want to learn more how to select stock that is ready to move higher with Pentagon Guider, check out this tutorial that we have for you in here. It's a bit lengthy, but it contains all the information that is needed. All right, and also those of you who are first time and wanted to find out more about our Trade VSA, sign of strength, sign of weakness, what we talked about uptrust just now, check out this video too. Okay, tonight we will begin about 8 o'clock. So those of you who are with us coming for our masterclass, I'll see you tonight in here. And those of you who have not, you might want to consider our next intake in October. We do this every 2 months, and they are free re-attendance. So again, all right, so that is definitely one of the benefits, as I shared with you. Many of our masterclass members has gone on and done pretty well. If you feel it's a time to upgrade your skill, and when you are wanted to recover back all the losses that you make in the past, maybe check us out on our paid courses in here. All right, right now we're going to be doing our Facebook, Google, Apple's Play Store review, and we'll be giving so-called priority to our stock fans and also our masterclass member in here. If you are the public, just state your profession, and if you want me to look at any stocks, and just for your review of your own stocks inside here. Okay, so if you have one, just pencil them in here. I'll be happy to look at them. Okay, any stocks you want me to look at? Okay, this is the stock that we have. All right, if there's no stocks, we would end here, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube. I think many of you are driven by our Pentagon diagram. We already know what to do with it in here. We have Penta. Okay, James, Penta. Sure. Okay, let's look at Penta. All right. You're looking to enter or looking to take profit? I think that's also important. All right. You got uptrust, and usually when you get uptrust, the market will sort of pull back a bit, but the trend is still up. Again, go back to your longer trend in here. There will be, just take note, just have to wait for the red Pentagon. Okay, that's what we have. All this are, right? If you can read charts and you want to take early profit, go ahead and do it. You don't need to wait for the red Pentagon, depending on the level you are. But I think, James, you are a masterclass member in here. By the time you attend tonight, right? I assume, yep, then you will know what to do with it, okay? When did you enter? I suppose if you enter somewhere around here, and depending on long term or short term, okay? For me, I'm longer term on Penta. I had it around $4 for more than sometime a year, depending. Again, now we're going to talk about this on our portfolio, the different type of strategy you're going to be using to build your wealth. At the end of it, we are talking about trying to help you to build to your $1 million portfolio, and that's what we've been trying to do. And this is why we believe many of those of you who have joined us on our masterclass, we really want to push you to start thinking a big goal for your financial goals inside here, and the amount of time that you put up with this, the next 12 to 14 months, definitely it is us to help you, to shape you in the way that you want to. We want to change your perspective, how you see the market, get away from the past, how well you have not performed, and this is where you make a makeshift. If you're tired about losing money in the market, maybe it's time you want to join us then. Okay, Petka. Pekka, you have to cut it if you're okay. You have to. Okay, let's switch on the ATR stop loss. You can see it broke through the ATR stop loss. You need to exit again, depending where you guys are in. Right now, we saw this slam down in here. This could be a beginning of a downtrend. If the market were to hold back, probably it's going to hold around 320 and started to move up in here. All right, I'm sure if you have bought somewhere around in here. That's always been the case. That's why I never always wanted to buy at the high, okay, in here, unless I'm more of a longer term and so forth. Else, this kind of thing, I need to do evasive action again, right? So this is something we'll talk more tonight, Nathan, on your overall strategy, what you intend to do. Okay, we got Nigel in here, and SYF. Okay, SYF daily chart. Still range bound. You can see the volume here are trending a bit less. Let's take a look at what sector is this. Okay, and you could see these are office equipment supply, product manufacturers. So yep, it's been ranging bound since then. So you just need to wait a few more. We can see this bound. So you got a lot of resistance at 42 cents. Just take note of that one. July 8 for Penta. Okay, you went in July 8, which is around here. Oh, okay, you went in here. Okay, July 8, that's a nice one here. Again, going back to your plan, but if you can see, you probably, for James, you switch on to eventually you will get a copy of this one here. This, the auto line plotter that we have for the trend line in here. It will retest back this 550. But if we do see overall market, let's look at the overall market. Remember, the technology stocks is getting a bit weaker. You got upthrust also on the Inari, and Inari came out and reported a very good plan. Take note, always take note, just like what we had last year, August in 2020, when Hatalega, Top Glove, came out and do reporting in September. How good, how rosy was it? And then the market start to tank. Right now, we are seeing the kind of similar situation where good news for the semiconductors industry in here. But unlike the COVID, which is the rubber glove, which is factored, I do think that the semiconductor continue. But no doubt there will be profit taking in here. Just take a little bit of profit and okay. For Pekka, why is the drop? For Pekka, I really don't know, to be frank with you. Why is the drop? Market will always drop as it's gone up too much. But Pekka, they are in the industry of car seat. They are in car seat. They're not semiconductors. So if you are trading purely on technicals, it's time to exit. But trading purely on industry, then you need to find out what the sectors they are in and whether they will benefit from it. Pekka is not a technology stocks as far as I do know. Okay, so you need to obey your trading ban. Else, it's like you're responding to a lot on the news. Okay, we have Sally here, who is a student. We have Michelle for Maybach. Okay. Okay, Maybach, we got green Pentagon. You can see the trend line, it's still heading up. All right, the ATR stop cleared in here. So this one, again, it's going to be, the earnings season is coming up. So it's my take is that it's responding to this earnings season in here. If the earning is good, it's going to retext back to the 77 cents here. Just take note of it. We have Sally, which is a student here. All right. And we got D next. Okay, D next looks good, but you got uptrust, so the market's going to pull back a bit more in here. Check this one out. So we have ATA INS. Alright, ATA INS looks pretty good. You got a nice spring here and trend is still up. So make sure you get hold of our plugin. That will definitely help you for this one in here. Alright, so that's all I have for today. And thank you for coming. And thank you for your time, for those of you who have with me. And don't forget to join, if you're not joined, subscribe to our Telegram channel or share this with your friend so more of you will get the educational material in there. So for guys, for our masterclass member, I'll see you tonight at 8 o'clock and we'll continue Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday, 4 days with me and together with my coaches too, which they will share with you some of their insights in here. Now, don't forget to subscribe to our Telegram chat group and don't forget to review our Google Play Store. So I'll see you later. And if not, for those for you from the public one, I'll probably see you next Wednesday. Right? Monday, there won't be any breakfast show because I'll be doing live trading with the student. We're going to share with you some of the bottom fishing techniques that we're going to have with you in here. And let's make some money on Monday when we start doing live trading then. Okay then. Bye-bye.